Welcome to our deep dive. This time, it's all about inner wisdom and personal growth. And we're going to be drawing from some incredible insights from a Q&A with Grandmaster WaXhira of the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood. He's obviously given these topics a lot of thought over the years.
Oh, absolutely. And what makes it even more interesting is how Waxhira's ideas really resonate no matter what your spiritual background might be. It's like a universal language of wisdom,
Yeah.
in a way.
Definitely. And to give you a taste of what we're getting into, this Q&A covers a ton of ground. Recognizing real spiritual experiences, seeing things through the eyes of a child, how love can help you spot opportunities you might miss otherwise, and even how to break down those assumptions that can really cloud our judgment.
And that's just for starters.
Yeah.
We're also going to get into breaking free from routines that have become like robotic, the role of knowledge in helping us see our own inherent goodness, and even how the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood views material success in relation to, spiritual growth.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here. We should probably jump right in. One of the first things Waxira talks about is how can we tell if we're having a genuine spiritual experience, one that leads to real transformation versus just feeling good for a little while?
Yeah, he makes a super important distinction there. A true spiritual experience, according to Waxhira, it creates lasting changes in both our awareness and our behavior. It's not just about like a temporary mood boost, but about those feelings actually changing how we see ourselves and the world around us. Even gives this really interesting example, someone who finds their empathy just skyrockets after a spiritual awakening.
Like their whole way of relating to others has been upgraded.
Yeah, and it's a shift that sticks around, not like, the fleeting excitement of winning a game or something.
It's like upgrading the operating system of your mind instead of just installing a new app.
Exactly. And the key is to pay attention to what happens after that experience. Think back on times when something felt spiritually significant to you. Did you notice positive changes in your thinking, how you act, or your relationships? And did those changes last? Those lasting shifts are a pretty clear sign of genuine transformation.
It's not about chasing a high, but looking for the ripples, how those experiences actually create lasting positive change in our lives.
Right now, shifting gears a bit, Waxhira also emphasizes the importance of cultivating a childlike sense of wonder and curiosity.
When I first read that, I have to admit, I pictured adults crawling around and putting things in their mouths.
Uh-huh, I can see that. But Waxhira is really talking about something deeper. He's suggesting that we try to approach life with a sense of openness and awe, free from all those judgments and preconceived notions we pick up as we get older.
Like how a kid might experience a sunset compared to an adult. A kid is just full of questions and amazement, while an adult might just glance at it and keep thinking about their to-do list.
Exactly. And I think that speaks to a core part of inner wisdom. It's about being present in each moment, noticing the beauty and complexity that's always around us, and asking questions with genuine curiosity.
It's almost like we've gotten so used to the magic of life that we don't even notice it anymore. Rediscovering that childlike sense of wonder could be the key to being happier and more fulfilled.
It very well could be.
And speaking of things that unlock potential, Waxira also had some interesting things to say about how love plays a role in spotting opportunities.
This one might seem a little counterintuitive at first, but it's really profound when you think about it. Waxhira is suggesting that pure, unconditional love can actually help us see opportunities we might have missed otherwise. Like, he explains that love can remove those biases and let us see things more clearly, just like you might notice things about someone you're in love with that other people might not.
So it's not just about those warm, fuzzy feelings, but love being a lens that sharpens our vision, helps us see potential that's already there.
Exactly. Waxhira gives an example of someone who's super passionate about the environment. They might use that love to spot the need for some kind of sustainable product that nobody's thought of yet. Creating something that's good for both the planet and their own success.
Wow, that's really interesting. It makes you think about how powerful passion can be when it comes to innovation.
Right. And it's like love in its purest form. It can light up pathways we wouldn't normally see.
And on the flip side, Wexier also warns us about the danger of assumptions, which can act like blinders that prevent us from seeing the truth.
It's like he's saying assumptions, which are often based on our past experiences and biases, can actually prevent us from being able to accurately judge a situation or understand someone.
Like operating on autopilot, relying on these mental shortcuts instead of actually engaging with what's happening right in front of us.
And that's where cultivating a discerning mind becomes super important. It's about recognizing those moments when we are making assumptions, then choosing to, like, pause, question our biases, and gather more information before we jump to conclusions.
So by cultivating inner wisdom, we're not just becoming more loving and compassionate, but also more insightful and discerning. It's about developing a more balanced way of interacting with the world.
Exactly. And that balance is also crucial when it comes to routine. While routine can be helpful for structure and efficiency, WaXhira cautions that it can also turn into a robotic existence if we're not careful.
It's like we can get so caught up in just going through the motions that we lose touch with the present moment and become like disconnected from what we're doing.
Imagine going through your morning routine, but not really being present.
Yeah.
You're brushing your teeth, showering, getting dressed, but your mind is like totally somewhere else, rehashing yesterday or worrying about what's coming up.
It's like sleepwalking through life, missing out on the richness of each moment.
Exactly. And that's where mindfulness comes in. WaXhira suggests that we can transform even the most mundane routines into opportunities for being fully present just by bringing our full attention to what we're doing. Like, instead of mindlessly sipping your coffee, really savor it, the taste, the aroma, the warmth of the mug. Or instead of dreading your commute, use that time to really observe the world around you.
So it's not about getting rid of routines altogether, but finding ways to bring more awareness to them.
Yes, it's about reclaiming those moments that we often just let slip by and turning them into chances to connect, grow, and even find joy.
And that idea of reclaiming our power and recognizing our inherent worth, it ties in beautifully with Waxhira's next point about the role of knowledge in revealing our intrinsic goodness.
Wuxier uses a great analogy here. He compares knowledge to a light that dispels the ignorance that's hiding our true nature. Like someone who's convinced they're unworthy because of, past experiences they've had. Those experiences have created this, like, blind spot where they can't see their own goodness.
It's as though they're wearing dark glasses that distort how they see themselves.
And that's where knowledge comes in. Through things like self-reflection, study, spiritual practices, or even therapy, they can start to dismantle those beliefs that are holding them back and realize that they're inherently worthy of love and happiness just as they are.
So it's not about becoming arrogant or anything, but uncovering that innate goodness that's already there inside each of us.
Precisely. It's about recognizing that inherent worth that we all have, regardless of our past or what we see as flaws.
This really resonates with me. It suggests we all have the potential to break free from those doubts and step into our power. But how do we cultivate that kind of knowledge? Where do we even begin?
That's a great question. And it leads us perfectly into another crucial aspect of Waxhira's teachings, the cultivation of awe and wonder.
This one really speaks to me. I mean, who couldn't use a little more awe and wonder these days? We get so busy that we forget to just, appreciate the simple beauty around us.
I know, right? Waxhira's advice is so simple, yet so powerful. He's basically saying, make a conscious effort to stay present and appreciate the world around you. He encourages practices like meditation and mindfulness, which we already touched on, but also just taking the time to appreciate nature. Like, stop and notice a flower, listen to the birds, look at the sky. These are all opportunities to bring back that sense of wonder.
It's about those little moments of awe in everyday life, right? Instead of rushing through our day on autopilot, we can pause and really soak in the beauty that's right in front of us.
Exactly. And you can also cultivate awe by engaging with things that inspire you, whether it's art, music, books, or even spending time with people who lift you up. These experiences can help us reconnect with that sense of wonder. So think about it. What are some things that inspire awe in your life? How can you make space for those experiences more often?
Those are great questions to consider. And it makes me wonder, how can we bring this sense of awe and wonder into other parts of our lives, like our work or our relationships?
That's a fantastic question, and it leads us perfectly into Waxhira's thoughts on leadership. He believes there's a really deep connection between true leadership and spiritual insight.
So it's not just about managing tasks and hitting goals, but also about inspiring others, helping them to reach their full potential, and working towards something bigger than ourselves.
Exactly. Waxhira says that spiritual insight helps leaders see beyond the surface level, grasp those deeper truths, and guide others toward goals that are truly meaningful. They have a vision that goes way beyond just short-term gains, and they inspire others to strive for something greater.
When I think about the leaders I admire most, they definitely have qualities like empathy, compassion, and a real understanding of human nature. They're not just bosses, they're visionaries who people trust and want to follow.
Absolutely. And it's like they understand that true leadership is about service, using your influence to empower others and make a positive impact on the world. and they tend to lead with their hearts just as much as their heads, which creates a more compassionate and supportive environment for everyone.
It makes me think back to what WaXhira said about love and opportunity. Maybe it's through love and compassion that leaders can truly see the potential in other people and help them to shine.
That's a beautiful insight. It suggests that true leadership isn't about control or power over others, but about creating an environment where everyone can thrive and reach their full potential.
Now, I'm really curious to hear about how the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood views material things in relation to spiritual growth. Because a lot of spiritual traditions, they have a complicated relationship with wealth.
It's true, a lot of spiritual teachings encourage us to detach from material possessions. But the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood has a slightly different perspective. They believe that while our focus shouldn't be solely on material pursuits, they also don't see material well-being as something that's like inherently in conflict with spiritual development.
So it's not about rejecting material things altogether.
Right. They believe that when our actions are lined up with our spiritual essence, material well-being often just follows naturally. Like think of someone who's pursuing a career they're truly passionate about and want to use to contribute something positive to the world. They're much more likely to find both fulfillment and success than someone who's just chasing money.
It's about finding that balance, not denying ourselves material comfort, but making sure that our spiritual growth isn't overshadowed by those pursuits.
Exactly. And that idea of aligning our actions with our spiritual essence brings us to WaXhira's last point. He talks about putting qualities like prayer, faith, love, and compassion into action, even if we don't fully understand them yet.
It's like you don't need to be a master baker to enjoy a delicious cake.
Right. He points out that you don't need to completely understand how prayer works to feel those calming and centering effects. And you don't need to be some kind of spiritual guru to practice compassion. Simply offering a helping hand to someone who needs it or listening with an open heart can have a huge impact.
So it's not about waiting until we have all the answers, but taking action and trusting that those actions will guide us on our path.
Precisely. It's about embodying these qualities in our daily lives, even if we don't fully grasp them intellectually yet. Often the understanding comes through the practice.
This has been so inspiring. We've covered a lot of ground, genuine spiritual experiences, cultivating awe and wonder, spiritual leadership, and even how material pursuits fit into all of this. But I feel like we're just getting started.
It's true. WaXhira's teachings have so much depth to them. There's a lot to unpack and think about here. But maybe we can leave our listeners with a thought-provoking question for now.
I like that idea. What do you have in mind?
Well, if love can really help us see those opportunities, just like WaXhira says, what are some areas in your life where a little more love and compassion might reveal some hidden potential? Or maybe even guide you toward a path you hadn't thought of before?
Whoa, that is a powerful question to sit with. It's like a challenge to really examine how we might be holding ourselves back by not fully embracing love and compassion.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it points to how transformative these qualities can be, not only in our personal lives, but in our work, our communities, even globally.
It reminds me of what Waxhira said about knowledge pushing away ignorance. Maybe love and compassion can work like that too, like a light that shows us pathways we wouldn't normally see and helps us recognize that we're all connected.
That's a beautiful way to think about it. It's like by choosing love and compassion, we're not only becoming more aware ourselves, but also contributing to a more harmonious world.
Speaking of connection, I'd love to dig into Waxhira's ideas about spiritual leadership a little more. It seems like he's saying true leadership isn't about authority or power, but about guiding others with wisdom and compassion.
Definitely. Waxhira's view is that true leaders are those who have a deep understanding of human nature and are guided by a vision that goes beyond just their own personal gain. They're not just fixated on hitting targets, but on inspiring others to reach their full potential and contributing to something larger than themselves.
It makes me think about some of the truly great leaders throughout history, people like Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa. They were all so committed to service and creating a more just and compassionate world.
They're perfect examples.
Yeah.
And what's so striking is that they all faced enormous challenges and setbacks, but they never wavered in their vision or their commitment to love and compassion.
It's like real leadership isn't about having all the answers or being perfect. It's about having the courage to stand up for what's right, even when things get tough.
Absolutely. And it's about inspiring others to do the same. True leaders create a ripple effect, empowering those around them to become agents of positive change.
This takes us back to what WaXhira said about taking action. It's not enough to just talk about love and compassion. We have to embody those qualities in everything we do.
He's so right. Think about a time when you saw someone act with true compassion. Maybe they helped a stranger or stood up to injustice. How did it make you feel? Did it inspire you to be more compassionate yourself? Actions speak volumes.
They really do. And it seems like even those little acts of kindness can create a ripple effect, spreading positivity and compassion outward.
Totally. Imagine if each of us committed to just one small act of kindness every day. The collective impact would be incredible.
This brings us back to WaXhira's emphasis on recognizing that inherent goodness within each of us. Maybe by being compassionate, we're actually tapping into that goodness and expressing it.
I love that idea. It's like compassion isn't something we do just for others. It's also a way of nourishing ourselves and connecting with our truest nature.
Alignment seems to be a big theme for WaXhira. He talks about aligning our actions with our spiritual essence, aligning our material pursuits with our spiritual growth, aligning our thoughts with our inherent goodness.
It's like he's saying real fulfillment comes from living in harmony with ourselves and the world around us.
Like, we're all instruments in a giant orchestra, and when we're all in tune, we create something beautiful and harmonious.
That's a beautiful analogy. And it really speaks to the power of cultivating inner wisdom. It's not just about making our own lives better, but about contributing to a more harmonious and enlightened world.
This deep dive has been so eye-opening. It feels like we're only just scratching the surface of WaXhira's wisdom. But before we wrap things up, I'd love to go back to his idea about cultivating that childlike sense of wonder for a moment.
Absolutely. That's such an essential part of inner wisdom that often gets overlooked. We can get so caught up in searching for knowledge and understanding that we forget to simply appreciate the joy of being alive.
It's like we've seen the wonders of the world so many times that we've stopped really seeing them, you know?
Think about how a child reacts to something as simple as a butterfly or a rainbow. They're completely in awe, totally absorbed in the moment.
And that perspective, that ability to see the world with fresh eyes, that's what allows us to truly experience life with joy and appreciation.
Exactly. It's about reconnecting with that childlike spirit, that sense of curiosity and wonder that makes every day an adventure.
So how do we rediscover that wonder that we might have lost somewhere along the way? What are some practical steps we can take to cultivate that childlike wonder, even as adults?
That's a great question. And it leads us to some really simple but profound practices that can help us reconnect with that awe and appreciation.
I'm all ears.
First and foremost, it's about paying attention. Take a moment to really notice the world around you. Look at the intricate details of a flower. Really listen to the sound of the wind in the trees. Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. Engage all your senses and appreciate the beauty of this moment right now.
It's about slowing down and really savoring those simple things, right? Instead of rushing through our days on autopilot, we can choose to be present and really appreciate the beauty all around us.
Exactly. And another key is to cultivate curiosity. Just like a child, be inquisitive about the world. Ask questions, explore new places, try new things. The more you open yourself to new experiences, the more you'll expand your horizons and reignite that sense of wonder.
It's like reminding ourselves that life is a grand adventure, full of endless possibilities.
And don't be afraid to be playful and have fun. Allow yourself to laugh, to be silly, to embrace the absurdity of life. Life isn't meant to be taken too seriously all the time.
It's about finding that balance between wisdom and playfulness, seeing the world through both wise and childlike eyes.
Precisely. And when we embrace our inner child, we not only make our own lives richer, but also bring more joy and lightness to everyone around us.
I love how this all comes back to what WaXhira was saying about aligning our actions with our spiritual essence. When we approach life with that sense of curiosity and wonder, we're much more likely to make choices that are truly in line with who we are and bring us happiness.
That's so true. It's like when we approach life with curiosity and wonder, we're much more likely to make choices that are truly in line with who we are, choices that will bring us joy and fulfillment.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, maybe we can leave our listeners with a final invitation.
I like that idea. What were you thinking?
I think WaXhira would encourage us to really embrace that wisdom of our inner child, to see the world with those fresh eyes, and approach life with curiosity and a sense of wonder.
That's beautiful. It's an invitation that can lead to such profound transformation and joy.
This deep dive has been such a gift, and I'm so thankful for the chance to explore all of this with you. Remember to keep those childlike eyes wide open, embrace the transformative power of love and compassion, and never stop seeking that wisdom within your own heart.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
Now, before we go, there's one more thing from WaXhira's teachings that I think deserves a little more attention.
Ooh, which part are you thinking of?
Remember how WaXhira talked about seeing the world with childlike wonder? It's so vital for cultivating inner wisdom because it helps us break free from, rigid thinking and see everything with fresh eyes.
Yes. It's about reawakening that sense of awe and curiosity we tend to lose as we grow up.
Imagine how a child reacts to something new and exciting. Their eyes light up, they have a million questions, they're completely absorbed in the moment.
They haven't developed that cynicism or jadedness that can come with adulthood. They see the world as this place of endless possibilities, full of magic.
It's that perspective, that ability to see the world with those fresh eyes, that lets us experience life with genuine joy and appreciation.
Exactly. It's about bringing back that childlike spirit, that sense of curiosity and wonder that makes each day an adventure.
So, how do we rediscover that sense of wonder we might have lost along the way? Are there any practical things we can do to cultivate childlike wonder, even as adults?
That's the question, isn't it? Well, it starts with some simple but profound practices, things that can help us reconnect with awe and appreciation.
I'm ready. Tell me everything.
The most important thing is to pay attention. Take a moment to really notice the world around you. See the details of a flower, listen to the wind in the trees, feel the warmth of the sun. Engage all your senses and appreciate the beauty of right now.
So, it's about slowing down, savoring the simple things. Instead of rushing through our day on autopilot, we choose to be present and appreciate the beauty that's all around us.
Exactly. And another key is to be curious. Just like a child, be inquisitive about the world. Ask questions. Explore new places. Try new things. The more open you are to new experiences, the more you'll expand your horizons and rediscover that wonder.
It's a great way to remember that life is a grand adventure full of possibilities for growth and discovery.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to be playful, to have fun. Let yourself laugh, be silly, embrace the absurdity of it all. Life's not meant to be taken too seriously.
It's about that balance, isn't it? Wisdom and playfulness. Being able to see the world with both wise and childlike eyes.
Yes. And when we embrace our inner child, we not only make our own lives richer, but we also bring more joy and lightness to the world around us.
I love how this connects back to what WaXhira was saying about aligning our actions with our spiritual essence. By cultivating that sense of childlike wonder, we're opening ourselves to new possibilities and letting our hearts be our guide.
Beautifully said. When we approach life with wonder and curiosity, we're more likely to make choices that are aligned with who we really are, choices that bring joy and fulfillment.
So, to wrap up this deep dive, let's leave our listeners with one final thought.
I'm all for it. What did you have in mind?
I think WaXhira would encourage us to really embrace the wisdom of our inner child, to see the world with fresh eyes, and to approach life with a sense of curiosity and wonder.
That's a beautiful message, and one that has the power to lead us to some amazing transformations and deep joy.
This has been such an incredible journey, and I'm so grateful to have had the chance to explore these ideas with you. Remember to keep those childlike eyes wide open, embrace the transformative power of love and compassion, and never stop searching for that wisdom within your own heart.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
Okay, so as we wrap up our deep dive into Grandmaster WaXhira's wisdom, there's one more thing I want to highlight.
I'm all ears. What's caught your attention?
He keeps coming back to this idea of putting those really amazing qualities, prayer, faith, love, compassion into action.
Right. Like we don't have to fully understand them before we can benefit from them.
Yeah, he's basically saying don't overthink it, just do it. You don't need to be like an expert in compassion to lend a helping hand.
He uses that prayer example.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to know how it works to feel those calming effects. Just connecting with something bigger than yourself, whether that's, God, the universe, or your own inner wisdom, it can be so powerful.
So even if we're not totally sure about the why behind these qualities, we can still tap into their power by putting them into practice.
Think about a time someone showed you unexpected kindness. It probably shifted your perspective, right?
Yeah.
Even if just a little. That's compassion in action.
It's like those random acts of kindness that go viral. They remind us that even small gestures can have a huge impact.
And it doesn't have to be these grand gestures,
Mm.
Just listening to someone with an open heart, giving a genuine compliment, choosing forgiveness over holding a grudge. These are all ways to practice compassion every day.
This makes me think about what WaXhira was saying about our inherent goodness. Maybe by being compassionate, we're actually aligning ourselves with that goodness that's already inside us.
I love that. Like compassion isn't just something we do for others. It's a way to nourish our own hearts and connect with our true selves.
This deep dive has been so insightful. We've explored recognizing real spiritual experiences, cultivating awe and wonder, even how the sacred Atlantean Brotherhood views material success and spiritual growth.
And Waxhira's message is loud and clear. Cultivating inner wisdom isn't about passive understanding. It's about actively living these qualities.
He's calling us to be the change, to lead with love and compassion, to approach life with that childlike sense of wonder.
It's like he's giving us an invitation,
Yeah,
to step into our full potential, both individually and as part of something much bigger.
it feels like Waxira has given us a map, but we have to choose to take the journey.
He's given us the tools. Now it's up to us to use them to create something beautiful.
That's a great way to put it. So as we wrap up, let's take a moment to really consider what resonated with us from this conversation.
Yeah, what insights are you taking away? What steps are you going to take to cultivate your own inner wisdom?
This has been a true gift. Thanks for joining me on this journey. Remember to keep those childlike eyes open, embrace the power of love and compassion, and keep searching for that wisdom within your own heart.
Until next time, keep diving deep.